Okay, so we ended with 6. Now let's continue with our tens digit. So just like what we mentioned a while ago, we don't know which of these digits will be used for the hundredths place, but we know that one of them will be used. Therefore, if no repetition is allowed, how many digits can we place for the tens digit? How many digits can we put in the tens place value? Type your answer in the chat box. This time, pwede nang isama si 0. Okay, let me see. How many digits can we now use from here? Very good. It will only be 6. Why? Supposedly, this will be 7 if no restriction. If no restriction, it will be 7. However, no repetition is allowed. So from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 digits, it will only become 6. Why? Because the other digit was already used for the hundredths place. And remember, no repetition is allowed. So it should only be 6. Show me a reaction if the tens place value is clear. How did we get 6? Very good. Okay. Now let's continue with the ones digit. We don't know which among these digits will be used for the hundredths and for the tens. But we know that 2 of these digits will be used per number. Therefore, for our ones digit, our remaining digit, how many available digits can we still use? Type your answer in the chat box. The first 2 digits were already used for the hundredths and for the tens. How many available digits can we still use for the ones? Type your answer in the chat box, please. Okay, very good. So we only have 5 remaining digits for the ones place. Why? Because assuming ginamit na si 8 sa hundredths, ginamit na si 7 sa tens, we only have 5 remaining digits for the ones. That's just one of the many outcomes. Okay? So now you know where that 5 came from. Now, having known this, how many 3-digit numbers can be formed if no repetition is allowed? Type your answer in the chat box. Okay, very good. So we only have 180 3-digit numbers. 3-digit non-repeating numbers. Ayan. So, hindi umuulit yung mga yon. In short, very unique yung mga numbers na yon. Okay? Do you have other question or concern? Show me a reaction if that is clear to you so far. Let me see. Show me your reactions, please. Very good. Okay. Let's now continue. So we're done with FPC. That's it. Ganun lang yung FCP. Or what about, pahabol. What about if we are talking about even numbers? Wait lang. It's loading. What about given those numbers? Oh, balikan na lang natin. I'll just rewrite it. Hindi ko na ma-retrieve. Okay, so how many 3-digit even numbers can be formed from 0, same numbers tayo, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. What are even numbers? Sige nga, let's just have a recall. What are even numbers? What are even numbers? What are even numbers, children? What are even numbers? Nakakalimutan nyo na yung even. Ba't walang sumasagot? When you say even numbers, ayun. These are numbers that end with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Or these are numbers divisible by 2. Correct. So, pero for the elementary definition is these are numbers that end with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. Those are the even numbers. Okay? So, same process. 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. This is for the hundreds, tens, and ones. And of course, for the even numbers, ang basihan natin dito, our basis here is always the ones digit. Kasi the ending digit should always be divisible by 2. Sabi nga ni Stephanie, divisible by 2 dapat. So therefore, we will start our giving or assigning of digits in our ones digit. Kasi ito yung bida. This is the bida. Even numbers ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Then later on, we will move on with the hundreds and tens afterwards. Okay? So, having known that, this is our restriction. Even numbers lang dapat ang kukunin natin. How many digits can we put in our ones digit? Out of this, how many even numbers or how many digits can we put for our ones digit? Okay, you're correct. They are 3. And what else? What are those 3 digits? What are those 3 digits? Very good. You have the 0, the 6, and the 8. Those are the 3 digits that can be used for even numbers. So we have 3 here. Okay. After that, we can go back to the hundreds place. Dito, even numbers lang ang restriction. Hindi sinabing non-repeating even numbers. So therefore, okay lang na mag-ulit yung mga digits. Okay. Now let's move on. For the hundreds place, how many of these digits can we use for the hundreds place? Type it in the chat box. How many of those digits? We have 6. Why 6? Because 0 cannot be part of them. Got it? So therefore, we have 6 here. What about for the tens? How many digits from this list can we use? 7. Very good. So when we multiply them, 6 times 7 times 3, what's the answer? Type your answer in the chat box. That's the answer. Kindly get your calculator. Okay, very good. So we have 126 3-digit even numbers. Got it? Show me a reaction if that is clear to you. Very good. See, ang dali lang na lesson natin. Okay, what if I change, lagyan natin ng konting twist. I change this. I don't like the even anymore. Le-level up natin yung restrictions natin. Okay. Here we go. So how many 3-digit odd numbers without repetition can be formed from 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8? Okay. So we have here 3 again. 1, 2, 3. This is the hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, how many 3-digit odd numbers without repetition can be formed from 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8? What are odd numbers? If even numbers end with 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, odd numbers end with 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, let's now start. So therefore, how many digits can be used for the ones Again, why do we start with ones here? Because we are talking about odd numbers. Okay, lagi tayong doon magsisimula kapag odd and even yung pinag-uusapan natin. So therefore, how many? 4, correct. And what are those digits? Just to qualify. What are those digits? 1, 3, 5, and 7. Perfect. So we have here 4. But wait, take note. There is another restriction here, ha? Without repetition. In short, bawal umulit yung mga digit. One thing is clear. One digit is already used for the ones digit. Okay, so therefore, how many digits for the hundreds can be used? How many? Let me see. Only one sent the answer. Some are still sending. Sige, let's wait for the rest. Okay. So we are now in the hundreds place, huh? So it is a battle between the answers of your classmates are 5. Let me just see here. So ang nilagay nila, possible na 5, 6, and 3. These were the options of their classmates. Oh, let's hear from, I want to hear your voices now. Jenibel, unmute your microphone. Would you like to explain why is your answer 5?
Sir, kasi po, sabi niyo po, isa lang po yung nagamit na, odd number. Hinula ko lang, sir.
Oh.
Yun po.
Isa lang yung nagamit na odd number. So, hinula na lang po na 5. Okay, thank you. What about Riley? Riley, unmute your microphone. Your answer is also 5. Why is it 5?
Yun nga po, sinabi niyo po na may isang digit na po na nagamit. Tapos, hindi naman po pwede yung 0 sa 100. So, binilang ko po na dun sa mga odd po na, ayun po, 5 nga po yung nabilang.
Okay. Thank you, Riley. Oh, meron naman dito lumalaban. 6 daw. Let's hear from Stephanie. Stephanie, why is it 6?
Kasi po, hindi po pwede yung 0 sa hundreds place. Tapos, hundreds pa lang naman po yung hinahanap natin. So, wala pa po siyang kasunod na number. So, 6 po yung nakuha ko.
Okay. So, yun naman yung kay Stephanie. Thank you. What about Mar Wilson? Mar Wilson said 3. Why is it 3? Mar Wilson. Is Mar Wilson here? Mar Wilson, I would like to hear from you. Kayo naman mo. Meto yung lalaking linaban kini. Talakad mo yung bandera tamo. Mar Wilson? Okay, I guess Mar Wilson is not here. Okay, so we heard the explanation of our classmates. And which of them is correct? Actually, the correct answer here is 5. And why is it 5? Simply because we already have used 1 from these digits. So from the 1, 3, 5, and 7, 1, 3, 5, and 7, may isang nabawasan na. So from those, we only have 3. We only have 3 remaining options for them to be used for the hundreds place. And then, what else can be used? 6 and 8 can still be used. So plus 2. However, 0 cannot be used for the hundreds place because 0 can never be part of the hundreds place if it is a 3-digit number. Tama? So therefore, we only have 5 digits available. Now, ang sabi kanina ni Stephanie, kasi po wala pa talaga nagagamit, remember, we already have started with the ones at meron ng isang nagamit na digit from the ones digit. Okay? That's the reason why from 6, originally it should be 6. However, dahil nagamit na yung 4 na isang odd number and part siya ng 6 numbers na yon, 5 na lang ang pwede natin gamitin. Okay? I hope that's clear. Show me a reaction if that is clear so far. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Next. Finally, for the 10th digit, how many digits can we put here? How many digits? Knowing that we already have used one item or one digit from the ones and one digit from the hundreds. How many remaining digits can we still use for the 10th place? Without repetition, huh? It will only be 5. Very good. From the original 7, there will only be 5 available. Okay, so therefore, what's the answer here? What's the answer? Okay, type your answer in the chat box, please. Use your calculator or use your mental math. The answer will be 100. Very good. So there will only be 100 odd, non-repeating odd numbers. That's it. Got it? Show me a reaction if that's clear to you so far. Show me a reaction. Kumusta? Very good. Okay. So that is FCP or FPC. Later on, you will realize why did we dwell much on this? Because kahit mamaya kapag nasa kapag nasa permutation na tayo, you can always go back to this process. If you will forever, for example, forget the formula for the permutation. Okay, so that is for the FCP. Now let's move on with the factorial. Factorial is actually just very easy. And this is actually based from FCP or FPC, wherein no repetition is the concept of factorial. Walang umuulit kasi meron nang nagamit sa una, so bawal nang umulit sa susunod. So therefore, this is just as simple as, for example, there are 5 candles. Okay, so the question is, how many ways can you arrange the candles in front of the, anong tawag sa English ng puntod? What's the English of puntod? Anyone? Halimbawa, November 1. So, syempre, merong 5 kandila. Iba't iba kulay. How many ways? Ayun, grave. In front of the grave. Ayun, very good. Thank you. Ayan. Sample. November 1, kunwari. So, how many ways can you arrange the candles in front of the grave? So, halimbawa, the colors of the candles are blue, green, yellow, white, and red. Okay. How many ways can you arrange? Siyempre, of course, if you already put the blue here as the first, hindi na pwedeng umulit yung blue ulit sa pangalawa kasi there's only one blue. So that's the concept of factorial. No repetition. So, the rest na lang na pwedeng ilagay will be green, yellow, white, and red. Pag nilagay mo na si green sa pangalawa, hindi na siya pwedeng malagay sa pangatlo because you already placed it on the second. So you only have Y, W, and R. Can you follow? And then if you put Y or yellow in the third, of course, it will never be put again for the second and for the fourth and the fifth. Kasi nalagay na siya sa third. So your only option will be white and red. Can you follow? Now, if you put white there, your only option for the last position will be the red. So that's the concept of factorial. No repetition. FCP without repetition. So, having learned that concept a while ago, at first, if there are 5 candles, at first, how many options do you have? Type your answer in the chat box. In the first position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many do you have? That's 5. Okay, correct. Okay, for the next, no repetition. How many will be available? How many will be available? Type your answer in the chat box. How many candles will be available for the second place without repetition to, ha? May lagyan na kayong metong kay muna. Pila na lang rin pwede susunod? 4. Oh, dalawa na nalagay. Ilan na lang ang option nyo for the third? 3. Oh, naglagay na kayo ng 3. Ilan na lang ang option nyo for the fourth? 2. Same. Sa huli, ilan na lang ang option nyo? There will only be 1. Can you follow? And this can, instead of writing this long notation, actually, we can just type 5 factorial. This is read as 5 factorial. This is not read as 5 because of the exclamation point. No, this is read as 5 factorial in math. Can you follow? So therefore, 5 factorial is that simply means 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And the answer here is, what's the answer? Press your calculator, please. 20, 60, 120. Okay. So there are 120 ways to arrange your candles in front of the grave. Can you follow? 120 ways. Show me a reaction if that's clear so far. Very good. See? Ganun lang siya kasimple. That's factorial. Okay? Oh, see? Factorial is based from FCP, which is finding the number of ways without repetition. Okay, next. Let's have another. What about 10 factorial? What's the answer? Pressure calculator. This is as simple as 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. What's the answer? Type your answer in the chat box, please. So we have 3,628,800. So kapag habang dumadami pa lang yung mga ina-arrange nyo, mas dumarami or lumalaki yung ways on how to do it. Okay? So that's 10 factorial. Now, did you do the manual typing in your calculator? Yes or no? Yes, that's one of the many ways. But actually, there is this, find it in your calculator. If you have scientific calculator, find for a symbol wherein there is an exclamation point. Find the symbol in your calculator with exclamation point. And then i-press ninyo yung 1, and then yung 0, and then the exclamation point, and then the equal sign. Press it. You will press it if you will, and then raise your hand if you arrive at the same answer. Did you find it? Wow, ang galing. Yes, nakita na finally. So now, nakikita nyo ang gamit nung symbol na yon sa inyong calculator. Okay, here. Okay, here. Look at this. Okay. Can you see my calculator here? Okay, another way, ito. Some symbols or some calculators use n factorial. Lagay natin to dito. Nakalagay n factorial. Oh, this is the same. This is the same as this. Iba naman, x factorial lang nakalagay. X factorial. Oh, just the same. Sige nga. Raise your hand if you already have tried using the symbols in your calculator and you arrive at the same answer. 10 factorial. Pakitry nga. Let me see. I want to see who among you tried it and got the same answer. Very good. Good. Ayan. So I'm glad you were able to try it. That's the shortcut in your calculator. So you can just press that. However, in your examinations, if you are asked to show your solution, you need to show this long process. Pero kung mabilisan lang, you can use your calculator. Got it? Okay. Using this calculator here, when I press 10 and then pressing this factorial notation, okay, I have 3,628,800. Got it? Show me a reaction if that's clear to you. Very good. So that's factorial, as easy as that. And if we level up the factorial, it will be the same concept. Kasi we just have two. For example, we have 2 factorial plus 3 factorial. This was already discussed a while ago in the waiting video. This is 2 times 1 plus 3 times 2 times 1. The answer here will be 2 plus 6. It's 8. Pressing it in your calculator, you will arrive at the same answer. Try nyo nga. Try pressing this in your calculator. Try pressing this in your calculator and see if you will get the same answer, which is 8. Sige nga, raise your hand if you got the same answer, pressing that in the calculator. Because it also involves operations. Very good. Good. Okay, thank you. Another. What about this? Lower your hands. Okay. What about this if we have 3 factorial? No. I would like to have 10 factorial over 8 factorial. Okay, before using your calculator, kayo kanya post na kayong calculator eh. Before pressing your calculator, there is a faster way in solving this. Okay? Now listen. Look at this. If we will look at this is 10 factorial and then 8 factorial. 8 factorial will give you a shortcut for the 10 factorial. Kasi i-divide din sila eh. So instead of doing 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is so long and I know you don't like that. And then writing here 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Aside from the calculator, there's a shortcut here dahil nakakasawa. Since this 8 and 8, 7 and 7, 6 and 6, 5 and 5, 4 and 4, 3 and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 1 will just be canceled because of the division process. Matitira lang naman si 10 times 9. Better yet, if your solution will just be 10 times 9 times 8 factorial. Let me change the color of that para mas kitable. 8 factorial over 8 factorial below, 8 factorial. From there, you can cancel that and you're just left with 10 times 9, which is 90. So that's another simpler way on how to solve that. Can you follow? Show me a reaction if that's clear. So aside from the calculator, at least you have a faster way on how to solve this. Can you follow? Very good. Let's move on. So we are now down with our main context, which is permutation. And this time, permutation will be easier because you already know FCP and factorial, which are the foundations of this topic. Ready na? Ready. So let's now move on with our real topic, which is the permutation. Okay, so here we are now. Okay. So permutation na tayo, and when say permutation, this is the arrangement of things with a specific order. Here. This is the arrangement of things objects with order. Order is very important in permutation. Take note of that. So, for example, arranging three numbers. Arranging A, B, C. So actually, this is just 3 factorial. Kasi 1, 2, 3. 3 factorial. This is actually 3 factorial. Or this is equal to 6. Can you follow? Now, take note of this. What are those arrangements? We have A, B, C. A, C, B. B, A, C. B, C, A. C, B, A. And C, A, B. These are the 6 arrangements of A, B, C. And take note, A, B, C is one permutation. A, C, B is another permutation. Can you still follow? Okay, let's continue. BAC is another, and another. So therefore, there are 6 arrangements for ABC here. At may order sila. Meron silang ABC is a different order from ACB. And it's a different order from BAC. And it's a different order from BCA. Kasi iba't iba yung order nila. That's what permutation is all about. Meron silang specific orders na sinusunod. At iba-iba yung bawat posisyon. Okay? Now, let's go back with our candles example a while ago. Okay, without using the formula. Ready? This is the concept of the candle. How many ways can you arrange? Pinahihirapan ko sarili ko sa pagsusulat. Pwede naman pala ako mag-type. Wait lang. Para maganda din yung lalabas. Ito pala, meron pala tayong A dito. Here. How many ways can you arrange 5 candles in front of the grave if there are only 3 candle holders? Uy, ito may restriction. If the question was only how many ways can you arrange 5 candles in front of the grave, madali lang yon. That's only 5 factorial. But in here, there is another restriction. And it says here, how many ways can you arrange 5 candles in front of the grave if there are only 3 candle holders? Oh, no. So this time, using FCP and the concept of factorial, this is as simple as, katulad lang siya ng kanina, 3-digit numbers. Dito, 3 candle holders yung context natin. So we have here 3, 1, 2, 3 for the candle holders. Okay, combining FCP and permutation, huh? So we have here, there are 5 candles. So for the first, how many is possible? For the first candle holder, how many is possible? How many are possible? Correct? 5. O, no repetition, syempre. For the next, how many are possible? 4. O, the next, how many are possible? 3. Correct. Oh, how many possible ways can you arrange 5 candles if there are only 3 candle holders? What's the answer? The answer is 60 ways. Okay? Can you follow? That's as simple as that. Ganun lang yung permutation. Combining the concept of FCP and the factorial. Now, in terms of factorial, this is where we will be using the formula for the permutation, which is this. Factorial pa to. Permutation na tayo here. So we have here the PNR, or yung iba naman, NPR yung ginagamit. These are just symbols. And this simply means n factorial over n minus r factorial. Can you follow? And so, what do we mean by this? The n here is the number of objects, and then taken r at a time. Ilan lang yung pwede mong gamitin. So, in here, when we apply this in the formula, we have this will be, let me erase this now. Okay, so by using our formula, we have n p r or PNR. PNR. Okay, so therefore we will have here n factorial over n minus r factorial. And in this case, how many ways can you arrange 5 candles in front of the grave if there are only 3 candle holders? So what is our n here? Our n here is what? Our total number? Type your answer in the chat box, please. It's 5. Correct. And what is our r? Take an r at a time. Okay, that's 3. Okay, so therefore we will have here. Tignan natin ha. A while ago, our answer was 60. Let's see if we will arrive at the same answer, which is 60 as well. So we have here, we will just substitute. We will have 5 factorial over, we have 5 minus 3 factorial. Can you follow? So this will become 5 factorial over 5 minus 3, that's 2 factorial. Can you follow? And this will end up with 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 factorial over 2 factorial. Just showing you the solution. Cancel si 2 factorial. And do you recognize this? This, the 5 times 4 times 3. Ayun. So in short, from this formula, we will end up with that process. So you have 2 different ways now on how to solve the problem. So you will have here 5 times 4 times 3. That will be equal to 60 ways to arrange your candles. Can you follow? Which is, if you will just apply immediately FCP, automatically nandito na kayo. But if you will apply the formula, you will follow this process. So, which do